They didn't care about the danger. They wanted that money. They discovered where the main mine is, everybody. It's across the street out in the middle of those pines right there. Now, you had to be at least 14 to work here. If you started here at 14, you probably didn't hit 30 before something bad happened to you. This is 134 years old. I will explain a few things to you. Each axe handle and shovel represents a man that passed in the mine. It's a symbolic gesture. It's one of these things you got to see in person.
What's up, everyone? How are you doing? Welcome to Vulcan, Michigan, and right behind me is the location of the East Vulcan Iron Mine. Now, it's better known to everybody as the Iron Mountain Iron Mine, and at its peak back in 1877 to 1945, this mine extracted over 21.6 million tons of high-grade iron ore. In 1945, the mine closed, World War II ended, and the price of iron went down. It reopened in 1958 as a tourist attraction, became a national historical site, and they give daily tours now between June 1st and October 15th. So today, I'm gonna have you come with me. We're gonna go on a tour into the Iron Mountain Iron Mine. We're gonna learn how the men and the boys lived and died here to extract this rock that was later brought down to the steel mills that created the steel that built this nation. Let's go check out the Iron Mountain Iron Mine. All right, so when you enter, you're gonna enter through the gift shop. There's a lot of minerals and gems and rocks in there. You can go and buy them if you want before or after the tour. This is also the location for your tickets and to find out the tour times. So I will put a link in the description. You can check that out and follow it for all that information. But in that location, they're gonna have you put on your safety equipment, do a quick briefing, because this is a historical site, so it has to be very safe, and they have a lot of safety protocols. This is also where you're going to meet your tour guide. Our tour guide was Chris, great guy, very knowledgeable. Once we got everything on, we headed outside. Chris got going on the tour.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Iron Mountain Iron Mine. My name is Chris. I will be your guide for the next 35 minutes or so. How's everybody doing today? All right, 1837, Michigan was granted statehood. They sent people here from Washington, D.C. Surveyors were up on this very hill looking around. They noticed a big white pine had been pushed over by a recent storm. The root system on that tree was kind of a rusty color. They had never seen that before, so they grabbed a soil sample. They sent it back to Washington. They analyzed it. Come to find out, this ground is very rich in iron ore. Now, they came back here after the Civil War in 1870, exploring, digging around to see what was here. They did so for 7 years. During that period of time, they discovered where the two stopes are, which we are going to see today. Stope is an English word. It means underground mined out cavity. Shortly after that, they discovered where the main mine is, everybody. It's across the street out in the middle of those pines right there. It's 13 levels, 1,327 feet deep. It's full of water because they don't pump it out anymore, and it is blown shut. Today, you could walk right over top of it. You'd never even know you did it. The mine was operational for 75 years till 1945. In 45, World War II ended. When that happened, the price of iron ore went from $40 to $20 a ton. The market crashed. Within 2 weeks, every iron mine in the UP was shut down. Thousands of people was out of work when that happened. Now to my right, this is an underground loader. It weighs 1 ton. Pulls this train car, weighs 1 ton empty, hauls 4 tons of iron ore. This machine is over 115 years old, everybody. This is the miner's whistle, also known as the warning whistle. This blew 3 times a day. It was so accurate, the people of Vulcan kept their watches by it. It went off at 6 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. If you heard this whistle any other time of day or night, it meant something very wrong happened, some kind of accident. When that happened, everybody from town would come running up that hill behind you to see if they could help. Even if they didn't work here, it was a tight community back in the day. Young man, you want to pull it? Right here, give her a tug backwards. Don't be afraid to pull on it. Pull. All right, good job. That's been turned down, guys. That was 4 times louder back in the day. Everybody slide up to here for me. Diamond drilling machine. This is 134 years old. How it would have worked. This casing would have had black tip diamond on it. It's one of the hardest substances in the world. This would have been upright, hooked onto 10-foot sections of pipe. You go up to 30 feet in the ground with extensions. As this casing is going into the ground, like a knife going through butter, so hot it would have melted if water wasn't pushed through it. Up through the center, this core is being made. Comes up through the top, red poker hot. They snapped it off, let it cool, marked where they found it, filled this container full of them. sent it to Lansing, our state capital, where they would test it. It had to be at least 50% iron ore to be profitable. This still runs, everybody. It's 134 years old. The only thing it's missing is a couple of ball bearings. It could use a paint job, but it runs like the day they made it. I've been here since 2018. I've never seen them grease it. I've never seen them cover it in the winter. It's amazing how well we used to make things in this country. Everybody see the red telephone pole? It's got the axe handles and the shovels in it. Did you everybody notice it? Each axe handle and shovel represents a man that passed in the mine. It's a symbolic gesture to the men that died here. The actual records burned up in a church across the street about 80 years ago. So we don't have accurate records, but we do have that. Unofficially, I was told the numbers between 80 and 120 men died between here and across the highway. So everybody ready to have a good time? Here we go. That took us about 3 minutes. It took the miners 3 years to make it this far. 2 companies went out of business in that time. It's 927 feet to right here. The white stuff on the wall on the way you seen in, that is calcium. Same stuff your bones are made out of. That's what that is. It comes through the rock. Everybody follow me, please.
I can't even imagine back then being an engineer. You did all the figures, you did all the math, you drilled down, you tested the core samples, you found the depth, you ran a horizontal shaft, and you spent 3 years blasting and digging only to find out that you were off. You weren't even close to that iron ore vein. You had to adjust and spend another how many years trying to find that iron ore vein. That was very common with a lot of these companies, and that's why they went under. As you heard Chris say, 2 companies went under without even getting to the iron ore itself. So that's very common, and it makes you think about just how difficult it was to even find this stuff, let alone mine it out.
I'll show you what they used to do. One person would have a death grip on this. 2 people would be standing here with sledgehammers. They would take turns hitting this. Every time one of them hit it, you give it a quarter turn. What that's doing, it's biting into the rock. This is like a drill bit, and that's what you would do for 12 hours a day. Every 2 hours, they would rotate. That way everybody got to hold, everybody got to hit it. Now you had to be at least 14 to work here. If you started here at 14, you probably didn't hit 30 before something bad happened to you. You got 16 years in here on average. Death or some kind of injury. This wire back in the day would have been a live wire. Meaning, if you came into contact with it in any way, it would have killed you on the spot. You'd have been electrocuted. This would have all been tracked. Carts coming through here, you better be looking for them. They're not looking for you. People got run over if you weren't paying attention. Black lung, siciliosis, everybody heard of it? That was prevalent in here. So was pneumonia. And the reason for that, knee-high water in here at times. Well, it's 43 degrees, never changes, so you're gonna get pneumonia. That was a death sentence back in the day. You were gonna die from that too. All right, guys, follow me this way. Miss, you want to hit that switch behind you on the wall there? The white one? Sure. Thank you. All right, slide up here, everybody, so you can see this. This is the Stoper drill. They made anywhere between 11 and 18 cents an hour. This paid 18 cents an hour. This was the most dangerous job in here. Everybody wanted it. They didn't care about the danger. They wanted that money. This thing, I call it a thing. This is the Stoper drill. This weighs 100 pounds. You grab it here by the handles. You pull it up into the ceiling. It's like an upside down jackhammer. This thing's banging everything on the ceiling, knocking stuff loose. It's coming down. A lot of it's coming down right on top of you. Didn't have these leather helmets. No eye protection, no hearing protection. This had a nickname. It was called the Widowmaker because it made widows. Now, there's a real light wind coming. Can everybody feel it? I'm going to explain that. Follow me.
It just blows me away every time I go to one of these mines and I see how these workers were treated, how things worked. And they thought it was fine, that was safe. It was not safe. They didn't have OSHA back then. They didn't have child labor laws. As you heard Chris say, they started working at age 14 and they had electric wires all over the place. There's water up to their knees and you know, they're standing in water and there's live wires above them. And they're trying to drill into the ceiling of a mine without helmets on or any type of protection. And this stuff is just falling on them. They're chasing money for someone else. It was the same thing in all the other mines. The company worker, the company man, the person who owned the company would sit in their office, collect the money while those miners were down there busting their butt, trying not to die. And they're just trying to make enough money to just support their family. So it's just insane to think how things used to be.
Now, this is a small stope. 4 million tons of iron ore came out of here. Roughly goes back about 150 feet. Everything you see lying on the ground was blown down from the ceiling. It wasn't 50%, so they left it. Today, it's only got to be about 23%. Almost everything you see in here is above that. There's millions of dollars of iron ore in these two stopes. The thing is, this is a historic site. It has been since 1958. By law, it's protected. It's illegal to even take a rock out of here. Everybody slide this way. If you're afraid of the dark, hold somebody's hand. It's about to be very dark in here. This candle would have been mounted on a bracket, something like this. That's your working light. Now, when the dynamite went off, didn't matter where you were, the concussion from that blast would knock this out every time, and you did not know when it was coming. So let's say you're swinging your mallet, you're hitting your spike into the wall, right in the middle of one of your swings, bang, out she goes. Try putting your hand in front of your face, everybody. See if you can see it. That's about as dark as you're ever gonna see it, guys. I'll turn them back on. I just want everybody to appreciate, thank you for that. You got the full, you got the full effect then, right? That's all I was trying to do. All right. All right, does anybody have a question before we move on? No? Everybody follow me, we're going this way. Slide up to the fence, everybody. You're going to want to see. Keep in mind, this wasn't open like this. They had to dig this out by hand. They got about to where we're standing. They realized this is going to be something pretty special. They went straight across to where that light is over there, straight up 300 feet, punched a hole to the surface, so there's fresh air coming in here for the miners. That's Big John. He's just like the one outside. The one outside's 40 feet tall. That one there is 10 feet tall. Would you believe me if I told you he's 2 football fields away from us? He's 600 feet away. Don't look like it, does he? This is the big stope. 23 million tons of iron ore came out of here. It's roughly 180 feet to the crown, 50 feet off the edge of the floor. Now, if you look to the right on the ground, you can see a cable going off the end on the ground. That goes all the way to the floor, goes all the way outside where it's hooked to a 24/7 pump. Keeps water out of here. Otherwise, this would fill up with water. It'd take a while, but it would happen. Now, the water sitting you in the head, that's snow from 3 months ago. It melted, worked its way through the rock to get here. It took 3 months to get here, and it's very clean water. It just come through a 300-foot rock filter. Now, if you look up here, I will explain a few things to you. This is where we're standing. We're looking at John. Go to John, take a left, go straight, about 1/3 of a mile. Going to go underneath the parking lot where the cars are. Under the highway, you'll come to the main shaft of the mine. It's 1,327 feet deep, 13 levels. This area I'm circling, everybody, this is across the highway. Remember where I pointed to the pines, everybody? That's where this is. Shows you it's full of water because they don't pump it out anymore. This is where we are. 2 different places, they melted them together. It looks like one place, and it's not. John over there was an actual West Virginia coal miner. He's never been here. We borrowed his image because everybody's heard of him. He died at the bottom of a coal mine in West Virginia, just like the song says, Big John. Everybody heard the song? If you haven't, have your mom Google it for you when you get out of here. Sung by Billy Dean. Now that John over there has got 3 light bulbs on them. They burn out from time to time. Somebody's got to go over there and change them. Everybody see this rope right here coming off this beam? That rope goes to the top of a ladder. You can just see the tip of it. That ladder goes down 25 feet, 3-foot wide lip, and then there's another ladder going another 25 feet to the floor. If you go down both those ladders, cross the floor, up those rocks, very slippery, very time consuming. You don't go straight. If you did in 50 feet, there's quite a drop off. You got to stay to the right along the wall. It takes 40 to 45 minutes to get over there, and it is a workout. Does anybody have a question? How would you like to be up in that crown on wood scaffolding running that Widowmaker I just showed you? Does that sound like fun to anybody?
Well, this is all carved out
By hand, yes.
by hand.
Yep, till they got here. Then once you started it in here, they got that Widowmaker in here banging around a little bit. Probably had 3 or 4 of them in here. It does, but it don't do it justice. It's one of these things you got to see in person. All right, every summer, every week, I get people in here that tell me about family that worked here. Some of them tell me some pretty sad stories. Earlier last week, I had a gentleman in here. His grandfather worked in Crystal Falls, which is 35 miles from here. He was running that Widowmaker I just showed you guys. He was running that, and a big hunk of rock come down, hit him in the head. He went to the hospital. 4 days later, he died. So some people died in here doing this. 3 summers ago, I had a gentleman here. His great-grandfather worked here in 1900. He died here. He was working right here, everybody, at the bottom of the shaft across the highway, cleaning up. They forgot he was there. They brought the hoist down, and they crushed the man, and that's how he passed. Tough way to go. Any other questions? All right, there used to be 6 million bats in here, guys. 6 million. White nose disease has killed most of them. That's a disease. What it does, turns their nose white. But what it does to them, it's a fungus. It wakes them up in the middle of winter. They're warm, they're hungry. They say, I'm going outside to get something to eat. As soon as they hit the cold air, it could be up to 30, 35 below sometimes here. It sucks the body heat out of them and it drops them like rocks. The good news is this spring in here, somebody told me, one of the maintenance guys, he's seen a pocket of 30 of them in here. I hope that's true, and I hope they're making a comeback because they eat mosquitoes and they pollinate our fruits and vegetables. They're like a honeybee. Very necessary little animal. I just think of them as a chihuahua with wings. That's what they look like to me. Guys, if you really enjoyed it, tell your friends and family about us when you get home. I cover all 50 states usually by August. That's just me. There's 4 other tour guides here. So it's a pretty cool job. I get to meet people all over the world. 10 to 30 different countries too I get every year. So it's a really cool job. I get to meet a lot of people. All right, guys, have a great summer. Thanks for coming.
This concluded my tour of the Iron Mountain Iron Mine in Vulcan, Michigan. Make sure if you're passing through this area, you take the time to stop and experience this amazing historical location. It gives me such a sense of honor to be from this area, knowing that these are the ones that put their lives on the line daily for very little pay to pull the iron ore from underground to create the steel that forged our nation. It's the steel that created our buildings and our roads. It built the bridges and the railways. It created the vehicles on those roads and the ships that serve as a bloodline of our economy throughout the world. It built our country's industrial might. And after everything they did for all of us, it should never be forgotten what they sacrificed.